While the trigger is the most important part of Salesforce platform, it's equally important to keep your trigger logic bulkified. So all the triggers that Apex gives us are bulkified by default, and each of the trigger in Apex can work on up to 200 records at once. So this means you'll get a batch of 200 records in Apex and you need to write your logic accordingly. So if you are updating 10,000 account records at once, then Apex will divide these 10,000 records in a batch of 200. So this means your 10,000 records will be divided in 50 different batches, and all these 50 different batches will share the same set of governor limits. So it's very important that whatever you are going to write in your trigger should be bulkified. And as I said, even if you have multiple triggers on same as object, these triggers as well shares the same set of governor limits. So now if we go back to our Salesforce org and have a look at our existing lead trigger, we'll notice that our after insert logic right here creates some task, and this task insertion is being done within a for loop. So do you think this logic will work fine if we insert the lead records in bulk? We can try it out. So let's go to our anonymous window, and here we already have our logic to create multiple lead records at once. So I'll simply bump up this limit from 10 to maybe 1000, or you can try it with 200 records as well. It depends on you. Let me try it with 1000. So what we are doing here is we are trying to insert 1000 lead records at once. So let me select this piece of code and click on execute highlighted. So here we have got our exception which says that there are too many DML statements in our logic, because we are trying to insert 1000 lead records, and each of these 1000 lead records will have 1000 tasks associated with those. So this means this line of code will execute 1000 times, which is not allowed, as we are only allowed to have up to 150 DML statements in single transaction. So how we can avoid it? We are going to use our similar pattern that we have used before. So I'm going to have a list of tasks. Let's call it lead tasks. And then I'm going to add this lead task inside my lead tasks list. So what I'll do, I'll remove this line. Rather, I'm going to use my list here, and I'm going to use the add method, and I'm going to add this lead task. Then I'm going to call my insert statement on this list instead of calling it on each and every individual task record. So let's save it now, and let's go back to our anonymous window and click on execute highlighted. So this time it should work fine, because we are only using one single DML statement to create all these 1000 lead tasks. So yeah, our code worked fine, and now we'll check the summary of our governor limits that we have used in this transaction. So let's search limit here. So now you'll notice that we have only used one single DML statement which has inserted 1000 tasks in this single transaction. So whenever you write your logic inside an Apex trigger, make sure that your logic is bulkified, and to bulkify it, you can use the similar pattern that we have explored in the previous videos of this course.